and welcome to the 102nd episode of Redeeming the Time. I'm your host, Jacob Wells. This is my dad, my co-host, Keith Wells. How you doing, Dad?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Survived your first week?
Yep. She's 8 days old right now. Just kind of crazy. She likes to stay up until 4 o'clock eating every hour, and then she falls asleep for around 5.5 hours. So, which is fine for me because I can stay up late. But man alive, it's a little, yeah.
So I don't know how many times I've seen her. I've yet to see her eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sleeps during the day.
So.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got her days and nights mixed up.
I'm a day dweller, so we'll have to see. maybe if I wake up some night, I'll come over.
FaceTime me. We're probably up.
Yeah.
All right.
So you were trying to explain this to me, but I don't get it.
All right.
We're going to have a little bit of fun here before we start. Hope everyone's having a good week. After Thanksgiving, we have, the turkey's going out. We actually have some still in a bag, but it's gross. There's no way I'm touching that. I think everything else is done.
I don't like turkey. Is not my favorite. I eat the carbs at Thanksgiving. I would much rather have ham.
I do have this much left of your mom's cheesy potatoes. That stuff. We gave 3 to 4 servings of that to Nathan, and he ate all 4 in one sitting.
Man can eat.
I'm surprised he wasn't in a food coma.
Man can eat.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So there's a trend going on. Pick 3, cut 5. So I have a list of 8 options here. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have to either pick, like keep or cut, each option. So I will say if it's like food, I will say fries. Are you going to cut or keep that? If you cut it, it's cut for good. If you pick it or keep it, you kept it for good. And you only get 3 keeps and 5 cuts. So if it's down to the 7th and you have all 3 of your keeps, then the last one is automatically cut. If you have all the cuts, then the last 3 are automatically kept.
All right.
So we are going to do college basketball is the sport I'm watching, right? Or like it's the sport. It's the sport, yeah. And it's going on right now because there's big games happening, unlike college football where you get like maybe one a week. One night there were 4 games.
You had the SEC, ACC tournament this week.
Yeah, there were 4 games, top 20 games.
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of shake-up in the top 20 this week. Yeah. So
we're doing programs.
Is this year or program
history
through time?
History programs, and you don't know what these are, so you don't know if I'm gonna save the worst ones for the last, or save them save them, or like, you know what I'm saying. My brain's not working.
And I want the best 3.
You're trying to keep the best 3. Okay.
All right.
So the first one is Florida. They won last year.
They've won multiple times.
They won back to back. I think they're at like 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah, Billy Donovan years. Cut.
You're cutting them? All right, I got to keep track so I don't miss.
I got it.
All right. You cut Florida. UC.
Cut.
I did that one, so people were, are you serious? I really just threw you under the bus.
Way to go, back in 1960.
I really just set you up. UK.
Keep.
That was another setup if you didn't keep them. All right. Now remember, there's 8. You've cut 2. You've kept 1.
I got it.
UNC.
Cut.
You're cutting UNC.
I've got 2 I'm holding out for.
What are you thinking?
I'm not telling.
The list is made up.
You might change it.
No,
No,
the
well,
list is made
let's
up.
keep it suspense. Keep going.
I want to know your thoughts.
Come on.
Kansas.
I hate Kansas.
Blue blood.
I don't care. I hate Kansas.
You have
Cut.
All right. You only have one more cut. You have cut Florida, UC, UNC, Kansas. You have kept UK. You have 3 more. Michigan State.
You don't have the guys on here I want.
I know you. So let's see. I know who you're thinking.
Okay, so he's the best coach in college basketball.
He's only been coaching for 30 years, though. There's a lot more history.
Cut.
You're cutting.
You better have UCLA and Duke there.
So
You don't, do you? Did you pick these teams?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm based off of exactly what. So you have kept UK. You have cut Florida, UC, UNC, Kansas, and Michigan State.
Those are all 3
which
really
means-
good teams.
Which
And
means
now you're going to have like Loyola or St. Mary of the Woods.
Come on, I want to do that. You have kept Ohio State,
Ah!
but you also kept Duke.
All right, Duke.
I knew you were gonna. I knew you wanted
How'd you-
UCLA
How'd you not put UCLA on
because I knew you would. I knew you had that
it?
reaction.
Greatest coach in college basketball?
We could talk about that. All right. Do you want to do another one?
Sure.
These are NBA players' careers.
All right.
You know these guys. You know who they are. Okay. I did not pick. I picked guys, but they're not like the top. I'm not.
Are you
doing
going all eras? Or are you
all
just,
eras?
Just
Just
recent?
their
All right.
their career as you think.
Ah, okay.
First one. Tim Duncan. He won 5 times.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He's the greatest power forward of all time.
Well, if you know how I'm thinking, you've already. You
This
don't-
one, this one's not as tailored to you. I actually took the same list as somebody else.
All right, I'm skipping.
You're cutting Duncan. Next one, Jokic. Regarded as the best player right now.
Cut.
3 MVPs.
Cut.
Okay. Steve Nash. 2 MVPs.
Cut.
Okay.
You're not gonna have any good players on here. Right?
Shaq.
Shaq has-
Greatest center of all time,
Yeah, I'm keeping Shaq.
in my opinion.
I'm gonna regret this. Okay.
Steph Curry.
Daggone.
I did not make this list. I took this from somebody else.
All right.
Regarded by some as the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah. Cut.
You're cutting Curry? Oh, man. You're Dirk.
Really?
So
You don't have any. You don't. Come on. So you don't have Jordan or LeBron on this list.
I didn't make this list.
All right.
It's hard. It's hard.
I'm cutting him too.
All right. So that means you were keeping, again, the last 2. So you have cut Duncan, Jokic, Nash, Curry, and
I don't
Dirk.
like this game.
You have kept Giannis. He's got 2 MVPs. And you have kept Scottie Pippen.
Oh, come on.
He's a top 75.
Yeah, whoa. So you didn't keep. I don't. This game is.
If you do all the goats, then it's not fun. You have to have like a Steve Nash in there that people are like, just in case.
Even knowing all of them, I don't pick Nash.
No, I don't pick it Nash. I would probably pick
If
Duncan.
I'm going to go back and do that, I would pick Duncan. I would keep Shaq, and I would probably go with
Jokic or Curry.
Curry. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably go Duncan.
Of that list, that's the.
I'd probably go Duncan, Shaq, and Curry. In 10 years, I would probably go Jokic if he stays the way he's
if
going.
he stays that way, but his
And
body's going to break down.
He doesn't play hard. Like looks like he's in slow motion, but he scores 30 points and has 10 assists and 10 rebounds.
Whatever. The guy from on the Lakers now.
Luka?
Yeah.
He does more like jerky moves. I'm telling you.
Luka looks like.
Have you
Luka
ever?
looks like a big bowler out there. He's just.
How much have you watched Jokic play?
I've watched through.
He looks like he's
playoffs.
not even playing basketball. But then you look at the stat sheet and it's filled.
Yeah, I think Luka looks the same way. He looks like he's in slow motion. I'm like, how do you make barely a move and it must be faster than it looks. I
It's
don't
faster and he's better. Like they're huge on footwork over in Europe. So like, he can get by. He can get you on his hip without you even realizing you're on his hip until he scores. It's quite remarkable, actually.
Losing weight, he's played better, so he doesn't look like me out there anymore.
So I think I'm gonna bring that one back.
Oh,
But
greatest prophets.
yeah, it's like I thought about that.
I'm doing it to you. I'm gonna do.
See, I've watched so many of them.
Greatest football players, and I'm gonna give you junk players.
They're not junk. They're MVPs. Every one of them won an MVP.
Who's the greatest?
Except Pippen. Pippen did not win an MVP.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
And he's bitter.
Yes, he is. He's very bitter about that.
Should have had like Kerr on there or something like that.
I did think about that because
Yeah.
he won so much.
I'd have picked him. That dude.
His career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because he went there and then he went down to San Antonio and won
I think
two
he
more
won.
or maybe three more.
I think he has 5 or 6
Yeah.
as a player and then 4 as a coach.
Yeah. He's a stud.
Yeah, he
He
wins.
looks like Steve Green, the singer Steve Green.
Yeah. A little bit.
All right, let's get to it. People have passed.
I also thought about like TV shows and different. Like you could do it for anything.
That's personal preference there.
That is.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Jokic is also, and Curry is a personal preference too.
I guess.
All right,
All
let's
right.
get into Revelation 9.
So we are in chapter 9. We're in the trumpets. I'm increasingly struggling on how to present this because anytime I've taught through this book, once you get into chapters 8 and 9, you typically are going and pulling the other chapters that are later. Because what's going to happen here is there is stuff going on during these 2 chapters that are going to be detailed later. In chapters, I got it here.
9.
Well, you've got
9 and 14, I think it is.
Gotta pull it up here. Sorry. Yeah. Come on. Oh well.
How many papers you got over
A
there?
lot. Yeah. So chapters 13 details about the beast and the false prophet. Then chapter 17 even goes farther and shows us how the beast came into power. The Antichrist comes into power. So you get 11 talks about the witnesses that occur. So there's a lot of things going on at the same time. But for today, we'll just keep going through the trumpets, and we'll come back and supplement what was going on in the background during that time.
It's like the telescope thing, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like you gotta remember, it's not a linear.
Yeah, it's not a linear path for sure. And
That's why we're going through it,
Yeah,
so we can help
exactly.
with making it make sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how to best present. So we went through the first 4 trumpets. Remember, there were the 7 seals. Then there was the silence after the 7th seal, and then the beginning of chapter 8, or all through chapter 8, we went through the first 4 trumpets, and so the first 4 trumpets were sort of war trumpets. Now we have 3 trumpets left that are woes, different things that are going to happen on the earth.
The first four are also like toward the earth.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of destruction, ecological
Yes.
type of stuff.
A third of the vegetation, third of the sea, third of the water supply, third of the sky. Not a third of the. Yeah, it is a third of the sky. And then we get to this first trumpet of woe in chapter 5. So if you want to go maybe through 6.
Okay. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given them that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the fifth trumpet here, the first woe of the 3. A star is sent down. Most likely this is an angel.
Yeah, there's some speculation on that.
Yeah.
Some I'm just sorry, I don't mean to, but how historicists try to explain that as it's happened, like their explanations are just so crazy. Just different leaders, like Nero's.
When people try to make
when they're
it
trying
symbolic.
to make where it's already happened. Like who is this angel? And it's just like man. I think I've mentioned this every time, but just that's interested me of how do you explain this? If it's happened already, how does that explain?
Yeah.
So I just thought that.
I don't know how you even try to do that.
Is it a fallen angel, an evil spirit? Is it Satan himself? Some people symbolize that it's the word of God somehow, and that it's like opening or a good angel, or is it Jesus himself? Like there's some crazy theories on who this star is.
So we told you we're taking it literally. So there are all these things. To me, it looks like it's probably an angel. Then the question is it a fallen angel? Is it this leader of the angels, these fallen angels, or is it a good angel? Now, or a non-fallen angel, if you want to call it that. Now, the interesting thing here is, we got different people that well-respected that differ on this. You talk to like John Phillips, he thinks it's a fallen angel. To me, I think it probably wasn't. I think this is an angel that's sent by God, controlled by God, to unlock this bottomless pit. Since he has a key that was given to him. Satan did not have a key given to him.
Yeah,
right?
he's not. There's a misconception of what Satan is in regards to the bottomless pit or hell. Like in movies and stuff, he's the one ruling over it, but he's captive by it, right?
Yeah, I had that exact same thing. I put here, despite what cartoons have shown your entire life, Satan is not the master of hell. In fact, Satan is roaming upon the earth and back and forth. So there is this spot that we'll talk about here in a minute. So he's not down there with his pitchfork controlling who goes where and what they get to do in hell. That's a misconception.
It doesn't have a throne down there. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
He's not the master of that spot.
So it doesn't make sense that it's him with the key to.
Yeah. It doesn't really. Does this matter? I don't think. But a good I think this is a true angel that hasn't fallen, that God sends to open this for judgment that's going to come. and the key is given for a very specific time. So, the question then comes up, what is the bottomless pit? That's not a term until Revelation that we hear. What is that?
What I read is like the middle of the earth, because there's no up, there's no down in the center of it. It's just kind of, and it's the core.
Yeah,
it's the core of the earth.
You hear a lot of people say that hell is in the center of the earth, and that
it's always down. Yeah, that type of stuff.
Yeah. If you go through, this is worth a word study. If you go through the Bible and look for things that are similar, in Luke chapter 8, we have Jesus. He goes to Gadara, the demoniac of Gadarene, and there's this legions of demons that are inside this guy, and they ask him not to send them to the deep, is the term that's used. So he winds up putting them in the pigs, which they shouldn't have had anyway. They're Jews from tribe of Gad, and they go running down and they drown themselves. So it's called the deep there. Paul calls it the deep in Romans 10:7, if this is the same place, which it sounds like it is. Peter in 2 Peter 2:4, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. That sounds like a similar type place. Jude in verse 6 says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitations, he hath reserved in everlasting chains unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day. So, this seems like that spot.
Yeah.
This would be what, in the Greek, this would be Hades, a temporary holding spot. When we say hell, we think of this spot where the lost go, but this will not be the eternal spot. This is a temporary holding spot that we'll see when we get to the end of Revelation. Both death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, and that will be the eternal spot of torment. So
what's the lake of fire?
Well, that's for another chapter.
So then there's the description.
The description?
Yeah. Let me just.
Your mom got quite a laugh out of you mocking me how I talked last week.
I just did it.
Yeah.
Right there. The description. Holy cow. The description of this bottomless pit, and like smoke out of the pit, smoke of a great furnace, the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit, and then what comes out of the pit. So
interesting smoke, right? Smoke's associated with prayers. We've talked about that, but it's also associated with judgment if you go to Deuteronomy 29:20. So there's that as well. These aren't natural locusts.
No, they are not. They are warriors. They are.
Walvoord, he says that, here's his quote, they're a visual representation of the hordes of demons loosed upon the earth. Okay.
Verses 7 through 11 give him better descriptions of what they look like, but holy cow, are they given the task of of tormenting it? Yeah,
they only attack people, not vegetation. Now, I saw something today that was interesting. The 5 months where it says there.
Yeah.
Apparently, the locusts that are still around today, the locusts that would go through, as you read through the Bible, their normal time span was 5 months. I didn't know that, but so that's interesting.
So, okay, it's interesting.
So they're only attacking people. They're not attacking like a normal locust would just strip a tree bare and the grass and all that kind of stuff.
And only the people that don't have that are not part of the 144,000
Right.
that have the mark on their foreheads.
Which we learned about last time. And it indicates when they can only attack people, it indicates, though, that they're intelligent and they can take instruction. Okay?
Because they're not supposed to kill them.
Right.
They're just supposed to just
They can differentiate.
torment.
They can differentiate between. They're given a limit to their attack, right?
Yeah.
And a limit to their time.
Which the word torment there, it's not annoying. It's not like a
No!
Mosquito get out of my face. Like
There are people who are wanting to
scorpions.
die.
Yeah.
Because it hurts so bad.
It's a torture to be around these things.
Yeah. So their sting is so painful that people want to seek death, but yet they can't find death.
Death will flee from them. That's a crazy.
Yeah.
That's a,
So what are these? I mean, based on the description, we obviously don't know, but if you look at them, they could be a number of things. But let's verses 7 through 10. Did we read that?
no.
Let's go ahead into that.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as teeth of lions. And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails. And their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had, and it's through 10?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 10.
Okay.
Because then you get into something else.
The next part. Okay. So throughout the Old Testament, God uses locusts a lot of different times, or a comparison. He actually uses locusts as judgment.
To the Egyptians.
Right. That's the 8th plague, and it comes and just devastates Egypt. It's in Exodus 10.
But that's crops in
Yeah.
that one. It destroys, like you were saying.
Judges chapter 7, verse 12, armies are compared to locusts. Jeremiah 51:27, the horses in the armies, their sound is compared to the sound of locusts. So
the thing I read here, I think you read it as well, is the use of the word like. So this is John again saying
right.
It is like this. He's trying to describe it as best he can. Like the faces of men, the sounds of horses, like chariots and all that stuff. So the word like, this is not a...
Yeah,
it's a literal. You can't just take that stuff and put it into AI and like, hey, this is what it looks like. No, that it's something similar to that, but it is something like that.
Yeah, it's something it very well could be something of modern day technology or future technology that he just doesn't know how to explain.
Like what?
Well, I've got some things that
the one that comes to my mind is helicopters.
What comes to my mind is swarms of drones.
Drones?
Have you seen a swarm of drones come in?
They're loud, yeah.
That noise, the wings, and you have metal plating on it, those types of things.
Yeah, and you hear that coming through the sky.
Yeah, I think of helicopters. I think of drones. I think of. You've seen Dune, haven't you?
Yeah.
What are they called? Ornithopters. I looked it up. That's what they're called. And they've got wings that
they look like a bird. Yeah,
like a dragonfly or something like that. And I even saw a guy how they made the sound effects so it didn't sound like a helicopter. I mean, you get that, but they're unnatural and they're cruel. We know they're demonic because they're coming from the bottomless pit. So there's a demonic torment. They can fly, they can swarm, they can sting. They have metal plating. They can select their targets, and they have someone that is intelligent controlling them. That it talks about this one that's in charge.
Are they intelligent
leader.
themselves, or the leader in
Yeah,
verse
well,
11?
that's verse
Okay.
11, but
Okay, gotcha.
that sounds a lot like a swarm of drones. I don't know about the hair and the
Lion's teeth
Yeah.
and the sting, the
Uh,
stinger.
the Israel right now has, if you look back in 2022, they had this thing called Legion X, and it's a swarm of drones, and it has multiple ways it can attack in these drones, and it has one person there. So imagine if you're John in the first century, you say, "Oh, it couldn't possibly be that. Why would they explain it that way in the Bible? Why wouldn't they say it's this metal
Flying
machine?"
object.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. They wouldn't have it. Here's a great quote from Linux. Suppose that God had dictated the vision to John using 21st century technical words, such as those used in the above description of swarming drones. Then no one would have made any meaningful sense of the text from the time of the writing up to the present. The genius of the text, as originally written, is that readers can understand enough of it to realize that it involves a grim judgment because John employs essentially timeless language, and most of the vocabulary, such as locusts, scorpions, horses, armor plates, stings, battle, can be understood by people of any era. Indeed, if you wish to produce the maximum clarity of understanding for the maximum length of time, then there is no other way to do it, is there? That's pretty good. It's
good.
a good explanation of why that kind of language is used.
Yeah, because you go back 50 to 100 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's a drone? What's a helicopter?
yeah, so 150 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this could be anything. It could be what we're talking about. It could be some advancement later with, where there's a screen on the front and AI is controlling it, and or maybe it's an animal with, this demon that has non-biological implants. It could be anything. As technology continues to go, and God has allowing these demons to be released.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah.
It's coming from the bottomless pit.
And what's different is verse 11. Locusts, if you go to Proverbs, says that locusts have no king. They're just swarm or hive mentality, if you want to think of it. They're, crud. They're the Borg on Star Trek, which we found out they actually had a leader. But at first, we didn't think they had a leader. All right? And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
So,
what's that name mean?
Is this the same angel as verse 1?
I don't think it is. I mean, if he's the...
That's where some people think it is a fallen angel in verse 1 because they draw a comparison.
Yeah, okay.
They draw the connection between verse 1 and verse 11 here.
Could be.
It's the same one.
I personally don't think it is. It's not really that important, but...
his name,
his
Abaddon
name's
and
important.
Apollyon, destruction and destroyer. Destruction is Abaddon and Apollyon is destroyer.
Yeah.
So
his name is bad news.
That is the leader controlling these whatever.
For 5 months, he's controlling them. So that's something different. So now you think also like a drone swarm or something like that, where there's one person controlling all of these demons or all of these
central
implants or something like. Yeah. Or it really just could be an army that there's a general out there. So it could be any number of those things. So that's number 5.
Verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So,
more to come.
Yeah, there is more there. That is only the beginning of the woes.
Yeah. So we're at the 6th trumpet and the second woe of the 3 woes. All right. The first one was an air attack. Now the 6th trumpet is going to be a ground attack. And we see something interesting that ties us back to what we saw in chapter 8, which also ties us back to what we heard and read about in chapter 6. So all these things tie together. Go ahead and read maybe 13 through 19.
And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, Loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And
200 million.
200 million. Yeah. 2 million.
No, 200 million.
Okay. And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and the jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three were the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
All right.
Again, really uplifting.
Yeah.
This is really...
All right. All of this should, let's just put a bow on, all of this should be the emphasis on we got to reach people.
Yeah.
Because this is what's coming. And when we'll see in verses 20 and 21, not very many people are going to heed what's coming up. So here's what ties in with chapter 8, what we saw, and then chapter 6 is the four horns on the golden altar have a voice. This is that altar we talked about a lot last week where the incense rises up, the prayers of the Lord. So once again, prayers are heard. A further connection of the throne of God and prayers of suffering believers. So that's the key here. It continues on. Then in verses 14 through 15, we have this very interesting thing. For a year, a month, and a day, there is this attack comes. There's a release of the four angels of the river Euphrates to kill. Go for it.
So
there's a lot of who are these four angels?
Because Euphrates, where do we hear Euphrates in the Bible?
It's the first of everything. It's a major boundary line. There's all kinds of things that.
Because weren't there angels that, because that was the Euphrates and Tigris was the Garden of Eden, right?
Right. Yeah.
So then you had angels guarding the Garden of Eden after that. So some
cherubim.
people,
There's only two, but yeah.
Yeah. That's where
and the flaming swords. Yeah.
That's
so
where that doesn't make sense.
The Euphrates is associated with the first sin, the first murder, first organized revolt against God, at the first war of at Babylon, not Babylon, at Babel there, and then the first war where the bunch of Confederate come together and they're fighting against against Lot and Melchizedek's, the king of Salem and all that, and then the first dictatorship as well. So there's a lot of firsts at Euphrates, but in the time of the empire, the Roman Empire, that was the border. They were always fearful of the East coming and raiding into the Roman Empire. So that was always the border there. So I think a lot of it has to do with that. Who are these four angels? We don't know. We know they've been restrained by God until this point.
So where is the Euphrates again?
So Euphrates is up in the upper northern part of the Fertile Crescent. So as water comes down off of the mountains of of Turkey and all those Muslim little city-states near Kazakhstan and Russia and all that, that all flows down into the Euphrates.
The Euphrates.
And starts to go down, yeah.
So it's modern day Saudi and
it's Iran and Iraq,
yeah.
and it's all the major Muslim nations is where that's at. So that's what we have here. This border that's going against that. A lot of folks. I don't want to muddy the water yet because of this, but we'll come back to this later on. A lot of people believe the war that was going to be started here, this is not Armageddon. They believe this is what Ezekiel prophesies in Ezekiel's chapter 38 and 39. We're going to come back to that later because that's going to tie in with Russia and the Muslim nations and how they're going to go against fight against Israel and the Antichrist. And so we'll come back. We'll come back to that.
Little teaser.
Yeah, a teaser for many weeks from now, unfortunately. But, some people thought these 4 angels might be the 4 horsemen that came down. I don't see much. We don't know. Are they good or fallen angels? Once again, we don't know, but God has kept them restrained. We do know that. All right? And so they're released, and they have this army with them. They have the horses and then a ground troops of 200 million that are going to kill 1/3 of the humans on Earth. Okay.
So, United States has 500 million people in it. So, more than that, but just to put that in perspective of
the largest army,
40% almost of America.
just in an army,
Yeah.
So the largest army ever, if you combined all of the armies on both sides, of all sides, in World War II, that was 70 million. All right, so to put that in perspective, it's every army that ever fought in World War II, 3 times that amount.
Yeah.
Pretty much 3 times that amount. So that's, growing up, everyone I ever heard that spoke about this, they're like, this has to be China. And they're marching across because they would be the only people that could command an army. We don't know that. But the horsemen, they're described again. They're just like when we saw the locust. They're described demonic, scary. Is this an army that's natural or supernatural? If it's natural, it's definitely describing something with modern tech on them. Is it a horse at all? Is it some sort of vehicle that had all of these contraptions that it's talking about?
Yeah, and I don't want to go into that too much.
Yeah, we don't know. So, they're going to kill 1/3 of the world. We've already had a large group killed off during the seals. So now we're looking probably around 2 billion people get killed and killed.
You know what you just did? You know what show that's from?
Yeah, it's from Forged and...
That will kill.
That will kill. If you've never watched it, that's a really cool show. What is it, Forged?
That guy's pretty cool, too.
Forged
and Fire.
Fire. Yeah, they make different swords and
the
stuff
guy
like
testing,
that.
that will kill.
Yeah. 2 billion people. This is... so imagine this. An army of 200 million coming over and just that amount of traffic, what that would do to the roads, bridges, infrastructure. I mean,
you think about... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
You hear stories of different raids of Genghis Khan and different countries. He's not the only one, but that's the most famous one, and how they just destroyed towns just by them going through it. And obviously, they did a lot more than that, but
they definitely did.
200 million. He did not have 200 million. His army was minuscule compared to that. It was big at the time, but like 200 million. Like, imagine 200 million walking through Coleraine. Like,
Yeah. Does that mean they're all coming from the same spot? I would doubt it. That seems impossible.
no,
I
it's
don't know.
I think it's like a line, and they just go across.
Yeah, for a year, a month, and a day. I mean, that seems like that would be impossible. I mean, the amount of ground you could cover with that many people. I mean,
200 million people. You could start a line at Texas, go all the way up to North Dakota, and just walk. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's in the middle, but you could just walk and cover the entire
Yeah,
United States. And obviously, we're thinking of United States because we're here, but you could do that as well over in the eastern.
starting a land war in Asia.
Nerd.
You know what that's from. So, so these are manned, they're armored. It talks about they have 4 kinds of weapons. All 4 of them are lethal. There's 3 of them in the front and 1 in the back. So, I mean, once again, this is something that causes great loss of life. And this is the third. So first we get attacked from the air. It just torments. Now we get attack on the ground. And you would think they know this is judgment from God. And look what we see.
And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts.
Yeah.
So they're still shaking their fist at God.
Yeah. So they refuse to repent of idols, sinfulness, demon worship, immorality. And I saw something that was interesting. Verse 20, what we worship. Verse 21, what we become. We become what we worship. We take on those traits, and that's exactly what we see here. And we might be shaking our heads and saying, how in the world could people see all of this and not turn, not reach out for any grace that could possibly be given at this time? And it's always been this way. I mean, if you go to the account of the rich man and Lazarus, and Abraham says to the rich man, he says, even if someone was to die and come back from the dead, your brothers would not listen. What makes you think if we let you go that they're going to listen to you? And that's exactly what happens. Jesus Christ dies, rises from the dead, and man, for 2,000 years has not listened. So, pretty accurate in that. All right, so that is chapter 9. Chapter 10, we will. It's a parenthetical chapter where we will touch on. It jumps around.
Yeah, 10 or 11. You don't even get to the 7th trumpet until chapter 11, verse 15.
Yeah, we're going to get into some background in the next few chapters. And I'm just telling you, the timeline moves around a lot in these 2 chapters. So we will we'll get back to that. So from here on out, everything sort of ties in different spots. And eventually we'll get a whole picture, and we'll sort of summarize it all. But yeah,
we're gonna have to do a summary. We are gonna have to do like a summary podcast and
in different
go
spots.
back
I
to
think so.
this point in this podcast, this episode.
Yeah, where that might have tied in. That's good. So that's we just covered 2 trumpets today, but that's a lot that happened there. What are your thoughts on there's speculation on a lot of these. If you get stuck on that it has to be this, it has to be a drone. We don't know. I guarantee guys that were doing exactly what we're doing 15 years ago were like, it had to be I've heard that. I heard it had to be a tank growing up. And then I heard it had to be a helicopter. Yeah, so each generation has more tech in front of them. And, obviously we're going to think it's what we know, and
Yeah.
go with that. All right.
All right. Why should you knock on the fridge before you open it? There might be a salad dressing. I got a text from Greg Wilkins. Andy told him that joke on Thanksgiving. So thank you to the Wilkin boys for that one.
That's good. All right. You guys have a wonderful week, and get into the book of Revelation, and we'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye.